Okay, folks, welcome to Graphic Design 1, otherwise known as Art 231 or COM 230. Today we're going to begin by a brief introduction to Adobe InDesign, and we're going to create our first page. So let's begin by finding InDesign on your dock bar and just click to launch it. And in a minute or two you'll get some options here regarding creating a new file. So if you haven't already done so, I want you to take a look at the PDF that I've provided for you and posted in Blackboard in your content area. And what we're going to do is go ahead and follow those instructions to create your first file. Let me get rid of this thing right here for some reason already. Okay, so you'll have a window that looks like this. And what I'd like you to do is go ahead and click on Document to begin. And we're going to create a new document that is 7.5 by 7.5 inches. So let's go ahead and just click in 7.5 by 7.5 inches. The number of pages that we'll create in this first exercise is going to be 4. So type in 4. Take off facing pages. We just want to have like a scroll of pages, not side by side or spread format. We're going to change this number to 0. That is the margins. 0 them out. And bleed and slug is good the way it is. We can just kind of turn that off for now and say OK. Alrighty, so here's our first document. Let me move our toolbar over to the side. Great. Okay, let me talk to you a little bit about some of the menu items that you'll be needing to know. Let's begin at the top. In InDesign, much like other programs, there are preferences. You'll want to make sure that you are familiar with where to locate units and increments. You'll probably want to work in inches, both vertically and horizontally, but other units such as stroke weight we want to express in points, not millimeters. We'll be coming back to these preferences here with regard to grids and a variety of other things here, but for right now this is good to begin with. Okay, let's hit OK here. And at the very top, you'll note that there are some menus that are very much like what you're familiar with in other programs. File and Edit, for example, are pretty much, I would imagine, very similar to lots of other programs that you might have experienced. Okay. I do want you to go down here where it says Window and take a look at some of the options here. Here you're going to find necessary things like affecting color. We'll be drawing attention to this guy right here, info, layers and links. Mini bridge is really handy. We'll launch mini bridge when you've got photos and folders that you'll want to refer to, and mini bridge allows you to just simply click on an element such as a photo or a graphic to import it directly into your InDesign file. It's pretty handy. Pages should be up already. Mine is. You can see it over here. I'm going to go ahead and expand this window like so. So, oops, my bad. So that you can see all 4 windows being displayed. Okay. Also, under Window, we're going to take a look at the workspace, and we want to make sure that we're working in an advanced work mode. Throughout the semester, this is the mode that we'll be working in. So make sure that your program is going to be set to that before you begin working. You'll get familiar with that, I'm sure. Okay. You'll note that we lost our page display, but if we click on any of these guys here, you'll see that you get a pop-up menu that comes up to the left. Great. Okay, so let's start here. As we progress, I'm going to be talking to you about what some of these items will do. Primarily, we're going to be focusing in on the selection tools to begin with, the type tools. Later on, we'll discuss what these guys will do. That's the rectangle or the frame tools. Oh, there's some shear tools and gradient tools. Gradient affects color. You have a gradient feather tool. If I take a color and I want to sort of fade it out to nothing, this is the tool I'd use. An eyedropper tool is handy for selecting color, replicating that color, selecting elements, and replicating certain kinds of elements anyway. The hand tool is going to allow us to kind of move around within the document. This is kind of nifty. If I choose this tool and I hold the space bar down, I can kind of reposition my view within the desktop of that page. And then there's a magnifying glass that allows me to zoom up, or holding the Option key to zoom down. Okay. All right, so I'm ready to start here. So let's look for our frame tool. And what I'm going to do is click on this little icon below here. And alrighty, let's try that again. I seem to have some troubles with this little guy. There we go. I guess I got to hold it long enough. And I'm going to release on the rectangle tool. Alrighty. If you note now, take a look at this upper left-hand corner of your menu display. As I move my cursor around, you'll see that these numbers change, and they correspond with the position of the cursor relative to the page. What I want to do is go back over here to the master mode, double click on the master window. Okay, what the master is going to do is whatever happens in the master affects all the subsequent pages. Okay, so I'm going to put a frame around this. I want to have a frame around every page so that I'm going to know where the boundary of that page is. Alrighty, so I position the cursor to where it's in a 0, 0 point. Look in the upper left-hand corner, you can see that. And I'm going to click. I'd like to create a rectangle that corresponds to the exact dimension of my frame. So 7.5 by 7.5 inches is the size of this document. We'll hit OK. Alrighty. That default set is going to be a frame with no fill and a stroke that's 1 point. Okay. I'm good right there. We'll just keep it. Also, let's go ahead and before we move from here, I want to take this object with it selected. I'm going to go to the object menu and I'm going to lock it down. Now that object cannot be moved unless, of course, I unlock it. Let's go into the actual document itself. Go to page 1. You'll note that that frame is there. If I zoom up by holding the Command and the space bar, you'll note that I automatically go to the zoom tool. I don't have to scroll over here to get to it. I can just simply hold the space bar and the Command key to get up and down. If I go space bar, Command, and Option, I can zoom down, space bar, move my page around. Okay, I'm moving my mouse and holding the space bar down, I'm able to reposition the page. So those keyboard commands again, space bar command to get the zoom tool, space bar command, Option to zoom down. Okay, real good. That's the end of the first part of this lesson, and we'll get another one going here real quick.